From Stevenson Athletic Center on the campus of Bard College, it's Ithaca women's basketball on Bomber Sports as the Bombers take on the Bard Raptors in game number 2 of the Liberty League slate. I'm Eli Fishman alongside Cam Annam, bringing you the action this afternoon from Annandale on Hudson, New York. And Cam, Ithaca with a thriller in their conference opener yesterday versus Vassar in Poughkeepsie, falling by a score of 76-68, and they're going to look to get back on track today against a very young, relatively unexperienced Bard team.
Yeah, and for the Bombers, you got to get back on track here today after that Vassar game. A lot of ups and downs the first half where the Bombers were up by 1 point, but Vassar was able to crawl back and use that perimeter shooting to their advantage. Obviously, Cam Coffey, a spectacular game, a career-high 21 points and 7 rebounds, but it can't only be one player for the Bombers. Dan Raymond has talked about who else is going to step up in this rotation, and we're going to find out today. This Bard team has yet to win in their history a Liberty League Conference game, so a lot of new players could be in the rotation here today for the Bombers, and they can find out a lot more who they got early on in the season.
Bard coming into this one with a 2-3 record, 2 wins after they only won 1 game last year. A couple winless seasons before that, as you said, looking for their first win since joining the Liberty League in conference play today against a Bombers team that enters this one with a chip on their shoulder, place to come in second in the Liberty League this season, according to the coaches poll, receiving votes in the national poll, being upset in the opener against Vassar. And they're going to take the court on the right side in the all-blue, navy blue uniforms, white lettering and numbering with Ithaca across the chest on the right side of the court. On the left court, it is Bard and the Raptors in the all-white uniforms, blue piping on the pants, and the uniforms with black letters and numbering with a red outline for the Raptors. They're going to be led by Shirley Dong, the sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, 2 points as well. Very, very young team with only 2 seniors and 3 juniors on the roster for the Raptors. On the right side of the court for Ithaca, it's Coffey, Dixon, Yorio, Ichabal Seta, and Polche. For the Raptors, Dong, Payton, Dixon, Perrell, and Miller. Tip-off goes in favor of the Raptors on the left side of the court, and taking it now, it is going to be Aislinn Dixon. She's got it at the top of the key. Stutter steps being guarded by Dixon. Now goes towards the right wing extended. Goes back to the top of the key, and that is Payton. Payton goes to Dong now on the right wing. Dong taking her time, resetting, going all the way back towards the Bard logo at midcourt. Top of the perimeter now. 5 on the shot clock. Pulls up from 3. Front iron, no good. Bounces out of bounds underneath the basket. It'll be Bomber ball.
And the big thing for Bard so far, not a lot of movement on the offensive side, just 3 passes all on that right wing and the perimeter, not a lot of spacing.
Dixon inbounds it, sends it to the far side of the court. Ichabal Seta down the far sideline in front of the scorer's table. Goes to Polche in the corner. Now they go around the perimeter. Kick out 3. Coffey. Splash. After a career game last night with 21 points, Cameron Coffey gets the Bombers on the board. 3-0 with 9:10 left to go here in the first. In transition now, the pass down low. Maggie Payton, the intended target, and a foul is going to be called on Ichabal Seta. So immediately the foul puts Payton to the line.
And right there for the Bombers on the offensive side, great quick ball movement, finding Coffey. She stays hot from 3, but that's one thing that the Bombers had trouble with last night is the foul trouble.
3 from beyond the arc last night for Coffey. Payton's first from the charity stripe cashes in. It's 3-1. Just over 9 minutes left to go. Less than a minute into the game. Second is off the backboard. And it's not going to count because Ichabal Seta jumped off sides early. Before the ball was shot by Payton. Couple dribbles with the right hand from the stripe. Goes up. And the second is off the front iron and no good. Ichabal Seta gets the rebound. She's got numbers. Right to left. Pass down low. Dixon. Finger roll from the left side. And in. Bombers 2 for 2 from the floor. Junie Dixon, she had herself a great game with 14 points last night as well. Cashes in. It's Dixon on the right side of the court. Right wing extended. Now goes back to the top of the key. It's Payton for Bard. Around the perimeter they goes. Behind the back, it's now Redmond who's checked into the game. She picks up. Redmond goes left corner. Perrell. Perrell dribbles. Passes it behind the back to Dixon. Dixon left wing extended. And it'll go to Shirley Dong, the point guard at the top of the key. Calling out plays to her offense. With 5 seconds on the shot clock. Stutter steps towards the right side of the court. On the perimeter, looking for someone to go 1 on the shot clock, and it's going to wind down. Stellar Bomber defense prevents a shot from being made. Ball barely even entered the circle there, and it's going to go to the Bombers from the right wing on their own side of the court as Ichabal Seta inbounds and sends it to Dixon. across the midcourt now. At the top of the logo. Now goes to the right wing extended. It's Coffee. Coffee with her hands overhead looking for someone to pass. She goes Yorio top of the key. Kicks it right to the right wing now. Ichabod Seta makes her way to the top of the key. Then sends it to the left wing. Dixon. Dixon stutter steps. Enters the perimeter at the post. Now goes down low to Yorio underneath the basket for the finger roll. Finds a lane to the basket uncontested down the baseline. 7-1. Bombers now lead. Now it's at the top of the key. Dixon on the right side for Bard. Drives down the lane, puts up a shot on the layup. It's no good, being guarded by Pulche there. And the Bombers take it in transition right to left. Ichabod Seta sends it to the left corner. Yorio enters the perimeter. Now it's Coffee. Coffee top of the key, driving down the lane. And a jump ball. It's going to go to the Raptors here, it appears.
Looks like your possession arrow is going to stay with the Bombers actually under the basket as Bard won the tip, but great defense there from Bard in the lane, cutting off Coffee.
Inbounded from Dixon to the left corner, Pulche. Stuffed in the corner, looking for a way out. Goes to the top of the key. Coffee. Coffee goes left wing. Now Dixon. Dixon passes top of the key. Yorio around the perimeter go the Bombers. Coffee with it. 7 on the shot clock. Goes to the top of the key. Ichabod Seta. Stutter steps. Pulls up from 3. Zoraida. Ichabod Seta cashes in from 3. And it's a 9-point game. Bombers up 10-1 with just over 7 minutes left to go. Barely even 3 minutes into this one. As around the perimeter, now the pass down low to Payton on the right side of the court, and she's fouled by Ichabod Seta underneath the basket after the pass. A beauty from Peril underneath the net, and yet again, Payton's head to the line.
And that will be the second foul against Zoraida to begin this one, so looks like Anya Watkins coming to the scores table. Wonder what they make a switch here with.
Payton on her second chance from the charity stripe. In and out, no good. 3 minutes into this one from Bard College. Bombers up 10-1. 1 for 3 now from the stripe is Payton. Make it 2 for 4. Cutting the deficit to 8 there.
And Zoraida will come out here for Dubin, and Watkins going to come to the game for Yorio. So there's a quick switch with great start for Zoraida, but just in some foul trouble.
Bombers taken from the right side of the court. Dixon with the right dribble over midcourt. She goes Coffee. Now to Pulche in the right corner. Being guarded closely by Payton. And around the perimeter go the Bombers. Is now Coffee with it on the left wing. She makes a stutter step towards that elbow and pulls up with the layup there. Swirls it in. 2 more for Cameron Coffee. Raptors with it in transition. On the right side of the court now, it's Dixon. Dixon calls out plays from the top of the key. Goes left wing. Extended. That's Redmond now. Redmond guarded by Dixon closely there. And around the perimeter are going to be the Raptors here. And it's going to be handoff to Redmond from the post. She pulls up off the front iron. No good. And Ithaca switching sides of the court as Hannah Pulche pulls up for a shot from about 13 feet out in the elbow. That's no good off the iron and right into the hands of the Raptors and Shirley Dong. Dong at the top of the key. Couple players at the scores table ready to check in for either side. Pass to Redmond on the left side of the court. Now around the perimeter. Back to Dixon. Right corner. Goes Dong. Dong. Stuffed in the right corner. Looking to get it out. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Being covered by Watkins. Pulls up from about the stripe. And hammers it home. First point from the floor so far today. And quick in transition on the fast break. The Bombers ball stays in bounds underneath the basket after the layup attempt from Grayson Dubin, who took it all the way herself, and the ball will go out of bounds underneath the basket. Rather, they'll say that Dubin stepped out trying to gather her own rebound, and it's going to be the Bards who send it in from the left side underneath their own basket.
A nifty play there from Dong on the floater, but the Bombers on the other end, they've been taking advantage of this Bard defense, not getting back in transition, just Dubin missing the layup and not resetting. Coach Raymond wanted that reset.
12-4 the score now. Bombers on top. Just over 5 minutes left to go. Dixon top the key. Dixon passes down low to Miller, who's checked in. Kick out 3. Dong pump fake. No. Goes back down low to Miller, who goes up for the layup, and a traveling call. She missed it anyways. It was off the backboard, but before she could get the shot off, the whistle blowing the violation, and the Bombers will take it underneath their own basket. It's Watkins, and a timeout called by Dan Raymond and the Bombers.
And Raymond not too happy right now at a few things that came from the offensive side. You saw the Bombers early on playing with a lot of confidence and understanding this game, and the basketball team Bard is at the end of the day, but moving too quick and now a little bit too confident and some erratic passes, not resetting the way you want. And on the defensive side, the Bombers too, some early foul trouble. We saw Zoraida come out of the game, and that play right there Bard almost getting an early chance. There's those little things that Raymond wants to see right now that may not be magnified against Bard, but will be magnified as we saw last night against Vassar, so that's why he calls that timeout.
Brings his team to the bench, and they quickly disperse from the bench after the timeout being called by Raymond, experienced head coach with this Ithaca program. He's off the travel. It's going to be Ithaca taking it underneath their own basket, and Yorio 12-4 the score. Eli Fishman alongside Cam Manning here on Bombers Sports. Bombers on top with just over 5 minutes left to go. 5 minutes into this game as Polche takes it down the far sideline, goes up and takes it herself all the way, in and out on the layup. Rebounded, ball on the ground, bodies hit the floor, and a foul is going to be called here on the Bard side on Aislinn Dixon, her first. So it'll be Coffee to send it in underneath the basket with a fresh shot clock. Yorio getting tripped up there. Coffee sends it into the left corner. Polche covered by Dong, looking for somewhere to go. Sends it to the top of the key. Coffee, no one covering her. Back to Polche on the handoff behind the back. Polche stutter steps top of the key. Goes down low, left corner. Watkins with the cross-court pass all the way to Dubin on the right wing extended. Dubin drives down the lane, pass all the way back to the top of the key. Watkins, kick out three for Coffee. It's short underneath the basket. Dubin gets the rebound and goes out with the layup. Some second chance points. Bombers come away with two more. It's 14-4.
That's the big thing for the Bombers. Offensive rebounds. We saw it last night, holding true here.
Top of the key now. It's Redmond. Redmond calling out traffic. Goes behind the back with the handoff to Dong. Dong drives down the lane. Stutter steps back towards the top of the key. Calling out plays to her offense. 10 on the shot clock now. Dong stutter steps towards the left wing. Pass down low to Miller is intercepted. In and out of the hands of Yorio. It goes to Polche. Polche sends it to the left wing now. Coffee taking her time. Resetting. Stutter steps. Now back to the top of the key. Goes Dubin on the right wing. At the top of the key now. Back to Coffee on the right wing. Pass down low. Yorio goes for the basket, puts up the shot on the finger roll. It's no good, off the backboard into the hands of Miller. And in transition now, Dixon on the right side of the court. Passes it back to Martin, who's checked in for three from beyond the arc. Cannot connect, off the backboard and into the hands of Yorio. In transition with numbers, Bombers. Dixon far side. And now down low, Yorio again, the stutter step in and out of the basket. From about 7 feet out, she'll take the rebound herself underneath the net and put it up for 2 more points. 16-4, Bombers out to a 12-point lead. Less than 7 minutes into this one, and the timeout is going to be called by the sixth-year head coach, Cassie Denellen, on the Raptors side.
A great job there from Anya Watkins on the rebound, resetting, and her and, two players, her and Yorio, when they're both in the game, 5'11", 6 foot, worked very well down low in those second chance points, and giving that one more chance right in front from Yorio is what the Bombers need. But a big thing the Bombers are doing so far, taking advantage of, Bard this season so far in the limited games, 23.6 turnovers per game. Not a clean sight there for the Raptors squad. So the Bombers converting on those turnovers, working in transition, and have been able to cash in, as Eli's mentioned, on a lot of easy chances.
And the turnovers have been a big thing on the Ithaca side that they've benefited from in terms of a very strong defense so far this season, forcing 102 turnovers for opponents. That's 17 turnovers per game that the Bombers are averaging on the defensive side. Coming out of the timeout here, 3:18 left to go here in the first quarter, 16-4. The Bombers on top. Both sides exchanging punches, but Annabella Yorio able to get the layup herself. She's now got 4 points on the day, 5 for Cameron Coffey already. Ball taken on the left side of the court by Tobes now, who's checked in for the Raptors, taking all the way to the top of the key, now sends it to the right side, and Miller goes back to the top of the key, and Martin around the perimeter. Goes Barr now in the left corner being stuffed. Peril trying to get it out, being covered by Drevna, who's checked into this game. Few new faces for the Bombers. Jillian Payne into this one as well. As the pass goes to the top of the key, Tobes. Tobes stutter step, 8 on the shot clock, and the travel is going to be called on Tobes. The freshman checking in for her 5th game of the season, and it's going to go to the Bombers off the whistle. Yorio take it from the right wing, passes it on top of the Bard logo at midcourt to Grayson Dubin. Dubin goes towards the right side of the court. Drevna, right wing extended. Stutter steps, pass down low. Yorio underneath the basket, goes up for the layup, no good. Rebound Bard in transition. under the basket. The interception from Yorio on the pass. Miller was wide open. Yorio came out of nowhere. She gets the steal. What a play. And the Bombers wide open. Payne for three from the near wing. No good. Off the front iron into the hands of Payton after a beautiful steal from Yorio on almost some fast break points under the net for the intended target and Miller as Tobes top of the key goes left corner now. Redmond underneath the basket. The pass to Maggie Payton. The finger roll and two. Makes this a 10-point game yet again with the Bombers on top. Now Payne, left wing. Back to Yorio, top of the key, drives down the lane. The pass down low to Watkins is off her hands and into the hands of Tobes. Tobes to Martin. And the ball is swatted away by Tori Drevna out of bounds underneath the basket. So ball stays in possession of Bard, but a great job by Drevna to knock that ball away.
Few too many quick passes, though, for the Bombers on their end, but Drevna thankfully trying to get back and change the possession here for Bart.
Tobes inbound, goes to the right corner now. It's Miller and the steal from Avery McPeak, who's just checked into this one. Rather, she just swatted that one out of bounds. Wasn't able to corral it inbounds, so it's going to be sent in yet again for Bard. McPeak is checked in as well, and a whole new look for this Bombers team as it's going to be a handoff to the left side. Martin and the travel immediately on the inbound. And the Bombers will take it from in front of their own bench as Dong checks back in for Martin here, and Yorio to send it in.
And a really tough one there for Bard. Really had that possession. They were working in transition. Just a few too many passes once again, trying to do too much.
Dubin over midcourt, sends it to the left side, wing extended. It's Drevna. Drevna looks top of the key to Payne. Payne, stutter steps, drives down the lane, steps back for two from 13 feet out at the top of the key and nails it. 18-6 the score, 1:30 left to go here in the first. Tobes now across midcourt for the Raptors, calling out plays at the top of the key. Sends it down low with the pass to Miller. Miller, top of the key, looking for somewhere to go. Goes left wing to Dong. Dong takes a stutter step for three. No good, back iron. Rebound picked up Redmond. Redmond for the second chance points. Can't get the layup and the jump ball. Bombers going to get the basketball here. Dong tried for three, couldn't connect. Bard got the rebound but cannot get the second chance points. Shea Sabino checks in here. She's going to send it in on the left side of the court to Dubin. Dubin down the near sideline. Sends it to the left wing, extended Payne. Payne driving down the lane. Passes it back, baseline. Now the left corner. Dubin, three, cashes in. 21-6. Ithaca's jumped out to the lead on the dagger. Less than a minute left to go here in the first. Calling out plays, top of the key. Tobes on the Bard side. Sends it to the right wing. Dong, covered by Sabino. Goes back to the top of the key, Tobes. Left corner, Payton, driving down low. Now, it's Redmond, cannot connect. Kicks it back outside to the top of the key, and Dong, 5 on the shot clock. Stutter steps from the top of the post. Backboard, no good. And under the basket, fight for the ball. Bodies hit the ground. Who's going to get it? McPeak, Dong, it's McPeak and the Bombers. Drevna in transition. To the left corner, kick out. Dubin sends it back to the top of the key, Sabino. Sabino right side, Payne. From the right corner now, it's Drevna on the pass. Gets it swatted away. Ball stays in Bombers' possession. McPeak picks it up, hands it back to Drevna. Drevna goes to the right corner, and it's Payne for three. No, she cannot connect off the backboard. Rebound, fight for it in front of the bench on the Bard side, and it's tipped right into the hands of May Redmond, who corrals it as the buzzer sounds. Bombers can't capitalize on their final possession, but hitting the shots from beyond the perimeter. They lead 20-6 at the end of the first quarter. And we return from Stevenson Gymnasium. Eli Fishman alongside Cam Anna on Bomber Sports. A 20-6 lead for Ithaca heading into quarter number 2. Couple reserves coming in for the Bombers, but they've been firing from beyond the perimeter so far in this one. 4 for 7 from beyond the arc, and that's been key to their lead. Iqbal Seta with 3 points already in this one, and a couple of their big-time contributors continue to dominate. Cameron Coffey with 5.
And the big thing as well now we see on the court with Cameron Coffey and Polche, you have McPeak, Sabino, and Middleman all into the game for the Bombers, so a lot of different reserves. We saw Payne to put up 2 points right there, so different players now getting in for the Bombers. That's what we talked about entering this game against Bard. Who else would come and contribute off the bench for Ithaca?
11 points, 11 players rather already in this one for the Bombers. Middleman checking in, top of the key, sends it to the right corner. Now Polche. Polche with the pass down low to Sabino, being covered by Payton. Ball knocked away. And out of bounds, off the hands of Payton. A foul, rather, is what they'll call, so it'll remain Bomber possession.
Quick foul there on what looked like Dong on that left side. Just getting on that reaching foul towards McPeak and company.
Coffey inbounds it to the right corner, and Polche. Polche top of the key, McPeak. McPeak drives down the lane, contested, goes up for the finger roll. Whistle blown, foul called.
Wonder if this foul's on the floor. It looks like it is, so not in the air for McPeak. Second foul in the first 15 seconds, though, in this second quarter. As a substitution here on the Bard side. But for the Bombers there, 2 forcing quick fouls against Bard.
Peril comes in for Miller as the ball's going to be inbounded to the right corner. Middleman down low. McPeak puts up the hook. Right on top of 2 Raptors. Puts it in. 22-6 the score. 30 seconds into the second quarter. Bard on the right side of the court. Tobes, top of the key, sends it behind the back to Dixon. Dixon stutter steps, drives down the lane. Now the pass to the left corner. Peril from the corner, trying to get the ball out. They go around the perimeter. It's now Tobes, right wing, sends it down low. Payton goes up, blocked. Second chance points as the ball fell right back into her lap after being swatted away from Polche, and she cashes in for 2 points. 8:22 now the score. Bombers still on top. Middleman takes it from the right side out to the left side of the court. Now it's Coffey, left wing extended, top of the key, Polche. Polche sends it to the right corner. Middleman to the elbow. Passes to McPeak. Gets herself a screen. Kick out 3. Polche cannot connect. Off the front iron. McPeak gets the rebound underneath the basket. Puts up the hook for some second chance points. And she cashes in. Avery McPeak making a splash early on. Most minutes she's pretty much playing the game aside from the FDU game so far for the Bombers as Dixon top of the key for Bard. She goes to the left corner to Peril. Peril passes it underneath the net to Payton. Payton goes up for the finger roll, swatted away, and a foul called on the Bomber side.
Third free throw chance here for Payton at the free throw line, and she had her third double-digit game against RIT last night. 15 points here at home for her, so being able to be dominant inside the paint, standing at 6 foot. And even after the layup before, she was doing that baby cradle celebration as well, being able to use her body down low.
Foul called on Coffey is Payton from the charity stripe. 2 for 4, make it 3 for 5 as she connects on her first. 24-9 the score. Eli Fishman alongside Cam Anna on Bomber Sports. 8:26 left to go in the second quarter. And Payton nails her second from the stripe to cut the deficit to 13 points now as Middleman takes the rebound. From the top of the key, she goes to the right side of the court. In the corner, it's Coffey. Coffey looking for somewhere to go. Stellar steps back towards the top of the key and hands it off to Polche. Polche goes to the left corner. In the wing now, it's Middleman. Gets the pass down low. And right back to Polche, who goes in for the layup on the finger roll. 2 more points for the Bombers. Dong now with it. Raptors moving left to right. Dong top of the key now to the right wing. Calling out plays. Looking for a pass. Goes to the top of the key. It's Dixon. Dixon. Ball swatted away by McPeak, right into the hands of Dong, who picks it up. Less than 10 on the shot clock. At the top of the key, taking her steps back towards midcourt. Now to the left wing, puts up a pass down low, trying to go to Perils. The buzzer sounds, and it's going to be picked off by Sabino regardless. Pass to Middleman on the right corner, and she's going to be fouled.
Looked at that quick drive from Middleman on that pump fake. She got fouled, but once again on the floor. So third foul against Bard, but have not been shooting fouls just yet. Bombers can't get to the line as Polche will come out of the game here for the Bombers, and they bring in Grace McNamara, the freshman.
McNamara in her second career game now. Pass from Coffee, underneath the basket, goes to the top of the key. Middleman, screen, set up, McPeak with the hook. And the points for Avery McPeak. 6 on the day, all coming in the last 3 or 4 minutes for McPeak. Getting herself a couple nice plays on defense as well, as Dixon, right wing extended, goes to the top of the key inside the perimeter now for Peyton. Peyton, Dong, down low, and a foul called on the Bombers' side. And Maggie Peyton fouled yet again, but it's now going to be heading to the line. Redmond, rather, not heading to the line. It's going to be inbounded underneath the basket for the Raptors, and it'll be Shirley Dong to send it in. Couple more substitutions for the Bombers on their side, as we're going to get our first taste of Elizabeth Majke coming out of the game for the Bombers. Coffee.
And she played a few minutes last night in the game against Vassar. Just some little opportunities in the times that she's been able to play. Had 8 points in 11 minutes versus Emmanuel. That was over the Thanksgiving break.
A lot of fresh faces. 2 freshmen, 1 first year on the court for the Bombers. As it's sent in, it goes to the top of the key. Dixon. Dixon right wing extended. It's Dong. Stunner stepping towards the top. Calling out plays, looking for somewhere to go all the way back towards midcourt. Guarded by McNamara at the bar logo. She stutter steps, gets a move, and off the backboard and in to the net. Shirley Dong from downtown. She's got 4 points in the day. Bombers quick in transition. McNamara left corner, down low. McPeak one-on-one, puts up a hook with the shot. Kept in bounds underneath the basket. Majka now to the left side of the court. McNamara back to Majka, top of the key. She goes left corner. Kick out for 3. Shea Sabino. Money. 31-12, Bombers lead, 6:20 left to go in the second quarter. Dixon, stutter stepping, down the left wing now, goes to the top of the key, kick out 3, and she cashes it. Aislinn Dixon cuts the deficit to 16 points as Sabino takes it from underneath her own basket. She goes to Middleman, down the near sideline, back to the far sideline. Sabino now, Yorio ready to check in. On the right side, Majke, back to the top of the key. McPeak to the left corner, with McNamara. Majke gets the pass behind the back now. Now back to McPeak. Ball swatted away by Dong. Right back into the hands of Sabino on the right wing. Around the perimeter they go is now McNamara on the left wing. Down low. The pass to Majke now. She stutter steps. Pulls up the jumper from 13 feet out on the baseline and hammers it home.
Smooth shot there from Majka, just fading away on that right corner.
Majka coming in, making an impact so far in this one as the Raptors for 3 from the top of the key. It's no good. Immediately, that was Redmond trying to go from way downtown, not even letting anything settle. The Bombers moving quickly now across the perimeter. And now Middleman swirls in, driving down the lane, and the pass underneath the basket. She gets 2 more. Bard with it right side of the court. Top of the key. It's Peril. Puts up a shot from the line. No good. Rebounded. Majka. And it's now McNamara. Left wing. Kick out from the top of the key. McPeak. No good. Back iron. Middleman gets the rebound underneath the basket. Being guarded closely now. Majka again looking for some second chance points and a traveling violation on Majka.
And for Majka there, just had that pump fake feet, came up above the ground. May have had Sabino in that right corner, but hey, a strong few plays there for Middleman as Bard calls a timeout. Got an offensive rebound, a nice little nifty spin, and that Euro step down the lane towards the left side. And once again, different freshmen, obviously. You look at Middleman, more of a now junior on this team for the Bombers, but different players getting involved here. That's what we expected in this game, especially in the second quarter. But you can expect this whole entire roster for the Bombers. Everyone can get involved. McPeak now with 6, Middleman with 2, Payne with 2 points. Sabino had that 3-point shot. All reserves.
Only 2 Bombers on the roster we haven't seen. Elidor Vasevic and Shayna Desir, 2 freshmen who both have played a little bit this season. But already, we talked about it in the open, we're going to see some Bombers making some noise that we haven't really heard from so far in this season. Already we've seen that with McPeak. She's got 6 points. Grayson Dubin with a few, but Sabino, Majka, Payne, Middleman all cashing in with some points as Bard. Top of the key. Now to the right side of the court, Martin. Martin, right wing extended, passes back behind the back to Dixon. Dixon top the key, drives down the lane, stutter steps, and the foul. On the Bombers' side, Ichabod Seta back into the game. It's Majka, Ichabod Seta, Yorio, Sabino, and McNamara.
And that's the third foul also against Zoraida, who just checked in.
That was indeed on Ichabod Seta. Ball is inbounded underneath the basket, swatted away by McNamara, but the whistle's called. Awaiting the call here. Looks like it's going to be a foul on the Bombers, and it is on McNamara, so it'll be donked inbounded underneath the basket yet again. Dong sends it way deep to the top of the key, and Miller, left wing. Dong, left wing extended, looking for someone to go. Working towards the top of the key, calling out plays, looking for someone to go. At the top of the post, she drives down the lane, less than 10 on the shot clock, pulls up, jumper no. It's a pump fake from 13 feet out, and she's going to go to the right side, and Martin, who's stuffed by McNamara as the buzzer winds down, and Bard can't get a shot off on that possession.
And really tough for Bard. There's a lot of dribbling on the perimeter, not being able to get that inlet pass down low, and that's when you don't really have a player like Maggie Payton in the game. It really switches up this Bard offense. Not a lot of work that Dawn can do from the perimeter when she has no screen help and no open lane to drive.
Bombers moving right to left. Ichabod set across midcourt around the perimeter. Now Yorio right corner. Stutter steps. Now drives down the baseline. The layup. It's good. Uncontested. Finding the open lane right to the net, and she swirls it in for two more. Annabelle Yorio, another junior who's making a big-time impact in this game so far. 37-15 the lead for the Bombers. 3:35 left to go in the second. Left wing, it's Dixon. Dixon passes down low, being guarded down the baseline is Miller. She can't get a shot off, and the pass is going to go to the Bombers. On the takeaway there, Majka puts up a shot from 5 feet out underneath the basket on the layup. She gets fouled, and she'll head to the line.
Strong chance there for Majka and for Yorio to keep that play alive and find Majka on that right block, just pump faking, got that foul. And 4 fouls against Bard, but the first time the Bombers go to the free throw line, those 3 before were all on the floor.
For the freshman from Oak Park, Illinois, her first is in. 8 points in 11 minutes versus Emmanuel in that game in Massachusetts, right outside Boston over Thanksgiving break. She nails her second from the stripe. With 3:20 left to go in the second, 39-15, the Bombers now lead. At the top of the key, Tobes on the right side of the court for Bard. Bard working quickly around the perimeter. Down low, Peril. Peril left wing, behind the back, right back to Dixon. Dixon left corner, one-on-one. Yorio drives on the baseline, swatted away by Annabella Yorio. Looked like she was going for a pass down low to Payton, who's checked back into this game. But Yorio just slapped that one right out of bounds into the Bombers' bench as we're going to see Sabino come out. Dervisevic comes in. Yorio comes out as well for Shayna Desir. So every single Bomber on the roster has already come into this game. Inbounded pass from Dixon goes to the top of the key. And Tobes, top of the key. Being guarded by Desir, and she's going to drive down the lane, push up a shot with the layup on the non-dominant hand, swirls it in for 2. Bombers right to left. Ichabod Seta, top of the key, Desir. She pulls up a shot from the stripe, some help from the backboard, and Shayna Desir gets her first points of the game. Bombers extend the lead, 41-17, 2:25 left to go in the second. Tobes on the right side of the court, goes with the pass down low to Payton, and the steal. Majka with the pass down low to McNamara, but it's going to be out of bounds underneath the basket. Some miscommunication between the 2 freshmen there, and it's going to be inbounded by Peril.
Great job there from Majka on the defensive side at that free throw line, jumping in the air with the one-handed grab, but once again in transition, moving too quickly were the Bombers.
Tobes, top of the key, drives, gets pushed back. She's going to send it behind her back, Dixon. Dixon drives down the lane, puts up the hook from the left side of the basket, no good. Payton gets the rebound on the right side off the rim, and a foul there as she was trying for some third and some fourth chance points, and Payton's going to go to the line yet again.
Yeah, Payton, a lot of room here at the line, and it's put the Bombers into some foul trouble. We saw the 3 against Zorino, 1 against Cam Coffey on the Bombers side, who was in just a little bit ago.
Payton's first from the stripe is good. She's now 5 for 7 so far in this game, getting herself a whole lot of chance at the line. 9 points leading the team. And her second cashes in as well. So Bard goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Cuts the deficit. It's now 41-19.
But these fouls could be magnified in bigger games. We talked about it right before the broadcast came up, was this game against Bard, more of a lower-level team in the Liberty League. These fouls cannot happen as time goes on. Bombers need to clean it up.
They had a lot of trouble with it, allowed 19 points from the stripe yesterday in the loss against Vassar as the Bombers. Ichabod set at the top of the key. Goes pass down low to Zier. Kick out 3 for McNamara. No good. And underneath the basket, fight for the rebound. Off the rim, it's going to be Maggie Payne who comes away with it, fighting against Majka there. She's going to pass it to the near side, Tobes. Tobes down the near sideline to the right wing, extended now. Goes back towards the top of the key, taking her time with the dribble. With the right hand, calling out plays, looking for somewhere to go. Drives towards the right corner. Passes to the top, and that's Payton, who puts up a shot from about 7 feet out. Stutter steps, and the fadeaway there, quickly in transition Bombers. McNamara, Dervisevic, top of the key, Balsetta to Zier, pulls up the shot, and it's good from the stripe, 13 feet out. 2 more points to Zier, now 4 on the day since checking in only 3 minutes ago, and there's 1 minute left before the half. Clock ticking down, Dixon top of the key, goes to the left corner, Miller tries for the pass down low to Payton, and the takeaway on the errant pass to Zier, right side. Now in the corner, Ichabod Seta, top of the key, goes down low to Zier. Zier puts up the fadeaway from underneath the basket. Being covered with hands swatting over top her head, takes a couple steps back and shoves one up. 2 more for Zier, and it's now at the top of the key, Tobes and Bard. 31 seconds on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock, and the takeaway. Majka to the net, 1 to beat, and the finger roll over the head of Aislinn Dixon. A beauty on the fast break, and 2 more points for the Bombers, 47-21. Shot clock turned off, 15 seconds left to go. Right corner, Dixon. Dixon covered by Ichabod Seta. Taking her time, goes top of the key, Miller to the left corner, Payton to the left wing, now goes with the pass behind the back to Tobes. Tobes drives down the lane, stutter steps, batted down, and into the hands of McNamara. And she'll let time wind down as the buzzer sounds through half number 1 at Stevenson Athletic Center. 47-21, the Bombers on top over the Raptors, looking for their first win in conference play.
Yeah, and what we saw a lot right now for the Bombers, what we expected on the offensive side, a lot of new players getting in and getting involved. We saw what Desir was able to do in the little minutes that she played with the jump shots. Even Zoraida, who's been a starter on this team, top 5 in the nation in assists, feeding her down low. A lot of good we've seen from the Bombers, being able to move in transition very well, forcing the turnovers as we've seen against any opponent they play. But the big thing, Eli, is those magnified mistakes that you'll see when these higher competition games come. As you saw last night against Vassar, they had 19 points from the free throw line, foul trouble. Certain things the Bombers cannot do in games like this. So, yeah, a lot of happy things that Dane Raymond will talk about. But in this halftime break, they want to come up and shift a lot of things and play a lot more cleaner basketball to finish off here against the Raptors.
6 of the 21 points for the Raptors have come from the foul stripe. Bombers with 47 points and a big-time lead that they take to the locker room at halftime. Some freshmen coming in, making an impact. Some underclassmen who've made splashes so far in this one for the Bombers. We're going to throw to a break. Second half coming up on Bomber Sports when we return. And we return from Stevenson Gymnasium on the campus of Bard College. It's the Raptors and the Bombers in the second game of the Liberty League slate. And the Bombers with the 47-21 lead at the half. And it's been the freshmen, the underclassmen, that is, that have come up and have balled so far in this one off the bench for Ithaca. We've seen every player on the roster come in and be a big part of what's been a big lead so far. Elizabeth Majka, the freshman, with 6 points. Shayna Desir, the freshman, with 6. McPeak, the junior, who hasn't played in a game before this season, she's got 6 points as well. And Cam, this is an opportunity for some of the younger players on the team to really shine, and they've done that.
And a big thing Coach Raymond talked about for this game specifically is almost a tryout period for a lot of these different players off the bench. Who's going to make that impact as the 7th, 8th, and 9th player off the bench for this group? And we can find that out here in the final 20 minutes.
Bombers with a 6-0 run to end half number 1, and we're back in half number 2. Bard with it on the left side of the court. Dixon, who's going to take it in the left wing. Stutter steps, drives down the lane, down the baseline, and the finger roll. The layup for Aislinn Dixon to start us off. And you can wipe that minute-and-a-half scoreless streak for Bard away as Polche with it left to right are the Bombers in the navy blue uniforms. It's Dubin from the right wing, sends it to the right corner, and Yorio steps inside the perimeter and hammers one. 13 feet out, just inside on the corner for 2 more for Annabella Yorio. Bard moving right to left, all white uniforms. Dixon top of the key, sends it to the left wing. Redmond, the pass down low to Payton. She keeps it in bounds after the errant pass, slams it all the way back down to Redmond. Redmond top of the key, goes with the behind-the-back handoff to Dong. Dong drives down the lane, takes a couple steps back towards the top of the key, does again. Kick out 3, Redmond, front iron, no good. Rebound underneath the basket is going to be Bard yet again. Dixon goes top of the key, right back to Dong, back to Dixon, and she hammers this one from 3. Aislinn Dixon, 5 points to start it off for Bard here in the second half. And a traveling violation on Grayson Dubin after taking it underneath the basket. Bard's going to get it right back.
Some quick mistakes to start. Bards came out very aggressive, understanding how much they're down by, and the Bombers came out very comfortable and very flat to begin.
Dong underneath the basket to inbound it. 8:48 left to go. Just getting started here in the second half. The pass goes to the left side of the court. In the corner, it's Peril. Peril behind the back, Dixon on the left wing. Now to the top of the key, it's Dong. Dong being covered by Coffey. Drives down the lane. Stutter steps, take a step back towards the logo. Now goes to the right wing in Redmond. Redmond calling out plays. Guarded by Dubin. Drives down the lane. Tries for the pass down low. It's off the feet of Polche. Goes to Dong in the left corner, and she fires for 3. Shirley Dong, and the timeout by Dan Raymond. He is not happy with his squad despite the 49-29 lead as they come to the bench. Dominant by the Raptors to start us off. The 3 coming from Aislinn Dixon, Shirley Dong, back-to-back. 2 more points for Aislinn Dixon. Quite a run for the Raptors.
And that basketball was on the floor there on that errant pass towards the middle. No Bomber defender wanted to dive on the floor and make that play, and then it just rolled into the hands right out towards that left side, and a free chance for Dong and company to have that wide-open three-pointer. That's what Dan Raymond was not happy about. There's no aggression or really no pep in their step right now for the Bombers defense, being a lot of errant passes and not what we saw to start this game with all the energy. It's been all Bard to begin. What a start out of their half. Bombers
moving left to right off the inbound. The press, Polche with it now. Across midcourt, Dubin. Dubin right wing, sends it to the corner to Payne, and now Payne, Dubin. Top of the key to Polche. Polche goes left wing. Yorio drives down the lane on the post with the finger roll. No good. Off the iron. Rebounded Payton underneath the net. And Bard in transition now. It's their turn. Bombers can't capitalize on another possession. Dixon, left corner. She goes top of the key. Payton back behind the back on the handoff to Aislinn Dixon, who fires from beyond the arc, and 3 points.
And here comes Bard now with a press as well.
Dixon over the 10-point mark on the day. Being pressed, it's Dubin down the near sideline. Pass across court to the far side, and Polche. Polche left corner, Dubin. Back to Polche on the left wing. Pass down low, batted away. Coffey the intended target. One-on-one, fast break to the net. Redmond, she's going to be blocked by Polche underneath the basket. She slams it out of bounds, prevents the fast break points, but the possession is going to remain in favor of the Raptors, and we're going to see some of the starters or some of the top players for the Bombers returning onto the court. 4 off, 4 in. Middleman, Drevna, Watkins, McNamara back, Dubin remains in the game. Dong underneath the basket, ready to inbound it, looking for somewhere to go. Sends it to the left wing, extended. Dixon. Dixon drives down the lane, pass it back to the top of the key to Payton. Back to Dixon. Gets the screen, passes it to the far right side of the court. It's Peril. Back to Dixon. Dixon top of the key. Stutter steps, pulls up from three, from way downtown. It's no good. That one from all the way back in Ithaca. Bombers get the rebound in transition. Watkins fast break underneath the net. Goes for the layup with no one blocking her. It's no good off the rim. Underneath the basket, a foul occurs on the Bombers side, and Bard is going to take it.
I have not seen Dan Raymond this unhappy to begin a half in a very long time. The way the Bombers have came out, missed open layups from Watkins and Yorio, and as you mentioned, Eli, 4 new players in, but it's 4 reserves. All into the game with Coffee and Polchale coming out.
It's top of the key. Payton. Payton sends it to the left wing. Dong. Dong the pass down low. Ball on the floor. The intended target was Miller, and a jump ball.
Bombers will get possession here on the jump ball, so a sigh of relief for them. But Bard's offense, it's the three-pointers finally being able to pull the trigger, being a little bit more trigger-happy to their benefit to begin.
Drevna. Dubin. Dribbling with the right hand down the near sideline across midcourt. Cuts back to the logo. The press being covered closely by Dixon. Sends it to the left wing, Drevna. Drevna stutters, top of the key. Steps back, looking for someone to go. Pass, down low. McNamara wide open. Now Dong covering her. She goes with the layup, and one. Dong fouls her as she goes up with the swirl. She'll head to the line.
Great job there from McNamara. The pump fake down low, going to her right hand and laying it up and in. And the Bomber bench, a lot of excitement. They understand their lead, but they got to get back on track right now. And great finish there for the freshman.
McNamara, the freshman from Scituate, Massachusetts, in. It's a three-point play for McNamara, the freshman. She's now got herself 5 points on the day. Dong with it on the top of the key, right to left. Bard. Bard now in the right corner. It's Dixon. Dixon back to the top of the key. Miller. Miller, ball swatted away by McNamara on an intended pass. It goes to Dong. Dong to the left corner. Now Dixon back to the top of the key. The pass, ball on the ground. It's going to be Dong who picks it up. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Down the baseline on the far side. Kick out. Dixon, right wing. As the clock winds down, the pass down low. Goes out of bounds. Tries to find Maggie Payton, but it rolls out of bounds on the errant pass. Bombers will take it.
And the biggest switch we've seen for the Bombers since Coach Raymond called that timeout, and with that 4 different switch substitution, is just on defense. They're playing with a lot more energy right now, cutting off passing lanes and diving on the floor a little bit more than we saw to begin on a few plays where the Bombers could turn over the basketball.
Tobes back into the game for the first time in this half. She comes in for Dong, who checks out as Drevna across midcourt, dribbling right to left. Now Drevna towards the right corner. Now it's Middleman. Middleman looking for somewhere to go, being covered by Tobes. She kicks it out to the top of the key. Now sends it to the right side in the corner. Stutter step 3 for Tori Drevna. No good. Batted down underneath the net on the rebound. Bard's going to take it. Trying from Bray Drevna, who had a huge first game of her career against Cortland with 14 points. She's been relatively silent since. Throwing up a hook shot on the left side of the court. It's Tobes underneath the basket. The foul called on Anya Watkins.
Quick foul, or no, it looks like on Bard had the foul against Watkins, who had the rebound. Going to go against on what looks like Miller on the Bard side.
Cassie Donnellan, head coach for Bard, doesn't love the call, but it is the Bombers moving left to right now. Drevna with it. Over midcourt, being covered by Dixon. She goes to the left corner. It's Middleman. Middleman looking for somewhere to go. She goes to McPeak. From the top of the lane. Drives. Now sends it to the left corner. Watkins. Watkins down the baseline. Steps out of bounds. It looks like rather it is going to be a Bard foul instead. So the Bombers will send it in underneath the basket upcoming.
3 fouls so far against Bard, and 1 for the Bombers on either side as Bard goes with more substitutions. They're taking out Maggie Payton, and that's the biggest thing we've seen from Bard. How can they play without Payton on the floor?
Payton, 6 foot, leading scorer with 11.2 points per game is Middleman, left corner, McPeak. Now back to left corner, Drevna. Drevna dribbling around the perimeter. Whistle blown. Haven't seen a
looks
call
like was
here.
the shot clock was.
Looks like it wasn't reset, so
Yeah, it
they're
was
going
not
to send it right
reset.
back to inbound in. That will be the case. Officials talking over the scorer's table. So that second or two where the ball in play is scratched away. And it looks like Drevna is just going to inbound it again from the left side underneath the basket. Still a brief delay here as the officials talking it over.
They had 5:10 on the clock, now all the way down to 5 minutes. But with the Bombers getting fouled there, it should wind the seconds down. Yeah, so 10 seconds here on the shot clock, not a full reset.
Drevna on the inbound, goes to the left corner. Middleman drives towards the top of the key. Drevna kick out with 3 on the shot clock. The pass down low to McPeak. It's taken away. Peril right to left. Now Redmond near corner. Sends it to the left wing now. And Tobes dribbles towards the top of the key. The pass down low to Dixon. All the way back towards the right wing. Now Redmond, top of the key. And the takeaway from Avery McPeak on the dribble. Fast break. Drevna, far sideline, slows it down now. With the pass to McNamara. Kick out 3. Front iron, no good. Batted down underneath the basket. And Bard's going to take it. Playing the press. Middleman and McNamara on Dixon there. Able to get it across midcourt. Pass down low to Miller. Miller sends it back to the top of the key. Dixon taking her time dribbling over the Bard logo at midcourt with the reset. Goes to the right side of the court on the right wing extended. It's Tobes. Stutter steps, drives, pass down low. Peril blocked away from Tori Drevna, swatting it out of her hands as she got ready to go up for the layup. Substitutions galore coming for both sides.
Yeah, the Bombers bringing in here an all-new 5, and they'll bring in a lot of their starters outside of Payne and Dubin, 2 players off the bench. Payne getting a lot more time here out of her appearances, her 4th game play.
Top of the key on the inbounded pass. It's Miller. Miller goes behind the back to Tobes. Tobes, right corner to Martin, who's checked into the game as the shot clock sounds and the possession comes to a conclusion. So it's Coffey, Yorio, Payne, Polche, and Dubin on the floor for the Bombers as it's Polche with it. Left to right are the Bombers. She's going to send it to the right corner. Dubin with a cross-court pass to the left wing to Payne. Payne just hands it off to Polche in the corner right beside her. Back to the top of the key, Dubin, and now Payne gets the pass down low. Rather, that's now Polche who'll take it from the left corner, driving down the baseline, puts up the stutter step, the shot, ball on the ground underneath the basket. It was no good, and it's going to be a jump ball.
Quick jump ball down low, but you're seeing Bard being aggressive, understanding the possession arrow would go to them if they could force that jump ball. They also bring Peyton back in the game to match up against a lot of the Bomber starters. 20-point game, but the way that Bards came out in the second half is very impressive.
11 points for Aislinn Dixon, 10 for Maggie Payton. Tobes with it, top of the key. Ball swatted away, ball on the ground, and midcourt. Polche was the one that knocked it away. And a traveling violation on Lexi Miller as she gathered that ball that was on the floor. Bodies hitting the floor. And it's going to be Polche. Dubin to send it in. Polche taking a sec. Looks like the bun came out of her hair, so brief delay there as she gets
She actually had to put the bun in her hair and take off the band that was wearing. It looks like the band kind of ripped and popped off.
Polche with it. Right corner. Cross-court pass to Payne. Payne, left corner. Around the perimeter they go. Back to Polche. Polche drives baseline. Sends it. Left corner. Kick out 3. Payne connects. Jillian Payne extends the lead for Ithaca. 55-32. They're firing from beyond the arc. Now 4 for 7 are the Bombers as Bard. With it right to left now. Tobes sends it to the right corner. Miller, top of the key. It's Martin for 3. The step back, and the shooter shoots. 35-55 now. Fast break for Ithaca. Payne from 13 feet out on the left corner. No good. Rebounded underneath the basket. It's Bard. And the Raptors, they've got numbers. Pass down low to Maggie Payton on some potential fast break points, but she kicks it away. The pass cannot be corralled, and it's going to be the Bombers underneath their basket again. Another possession where Bard can't cash in.
Tough one there for Bard, having that 2-on-1 in transition, just that bounce pass off the foot of Payton down low.
Polche with the pass down low to Coffey. Coffey to Payne. Back, left corner, kick out, 3. Jillian Payne in and out. Can't cash in there. Ball's going to be swatted away on the rebound from Polche to spoil a potential opportunity in transition for Bard. So they're just going to send it in from underneath the basket. 35-55 the score. Bombers on top, less than 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. from Stevenson Gymnasium on the campus of Bard College as the Raptors and the all-white unis with it right to left. It's Tobes, top of the key with the handoff to Dong on the left corner. Kick out three. Now back to Tobes from the left corner. It's no good, front iron. Payton gets the rebound underneath the basket. Contested by Dubin, and the jump ball going to go to Bard.
Great job there from Payton down low, not falling away on the possession and giving it back to the Bombers, fighting with Dubin. And right now, Bard outscoring the Bombers in the third 14-8. And a lot of it's been those extra chance points, those hustle plays, keeping possessions alive as Dubin comes out, Chase Sabino into the game for the Bombers.
Dong did about it. Jillian Payne waving her hands up in the air, tightly covered. Pass goes to Tobes. Tobes right corner, drives baseline, puts up a shot from 7 feet out on the jumper. It's good. 2 more points for Bard. 37-55 to score, 1:30 left to go here in the third. Sabino down the near sideline. Right corner, passes it back to Polche, top of the key. Polche. Yorio from the left elbow. Back to Payne. Payne, pass down low. Coffee off the glass, and some help for 2 more points on the layup for Cam Coffey, checking back into this game.
Great pass as well from Jillian Payne down low. 5 points, 2 assists.
20-point lead now for the Bombers as Payton, she's with it at the top of the key. Trying to call it a screen play here. She's going to stutter step, give it to the right corner. Now get it back. But stolen. Payne in transition down the far sideline. Pass to Yorio down low. Off the glass and in. Annabella Yorio cashes in yet again, adding to her total. She's got 10 on the day. Less than 40 seconds now in the third quarter. Pass to the right corner. And Tobes. Tobes to the top of the key. Martin pulls up for 3 and hammers it home. Jessica Martin, not too much action on the season. Playing in each game, only 1.5 per game entering today, but she's made a splash so far in this one. Deficit cut to 19. Shot clock turned off. Less than 15 seconds left to go as Sabino with it. Left wing for Ithaca. Sends it to the left corner. Payne. Payne drives. Sends it to Yorio, who stutter steps down the lane on the baseline. Kick out 3 for Polche. Off the glass and in the three-pointer for Hannah Polche. As quarter number 3 comes to an end and a 21-point lead for the Bombers. 61-40 heading to quarter number 4. The Bombers in the driver's seat. And we return from Stevenson Gymnasium. Bombers on top 61-40 against the Raptors, heading to quarter number 4. All 16 players on the Bombers roster have come into this game. 13 of them have scored points. Hannah Polche with the three-pointer as the buzzer sounded in the third quarter. Bombers up 21 points, and they've now got it on the right side of the court. Polche goes to the left corner. Watkins around the perimeter. They go. It's back to Polche in the right corner. Cross-court pass to Payne for 3 off the back iron. A traveling violation before she could get this shot off. And it's going to be sent in front of the Bombers bench. Yorio and Polche to the sideline. Dervisevic and McPeak in for Ithaca. A couple substitutions and a couple new faces into this game as the Raptors with it on the left side of the court. And Miller at the top of the key, hand off to Dong at the top of the key, calling out plays. Stutter stepping towards the right side of the court. Now with the pass, down low. Miller, nothing. Kick out. Redmond back to Dong. Dong, right corner, drives down the lane. The pass down low. It's going to be batted away right into the hands of Redmond on the right corner. Swatted away. In transition, Payne down the far sideline off the steal for Ithaca. Dervisevic back to Payne. from the left corner. Back to Dervasevic, top of the key. Checking in the freshman. It's now Sabino in the right wing. Back to Dervasevic. Pass down low, McPeak. Kick out for Payne, and the pass over the head of Anya Watkins, who was open underneath the basket, goes out of bounds off the padding underneath the bar basket, out of bounds, and they'll take it moving right to left.
The right idea there for Payne on that pass down low, but just tough there for Watkins not being able to read that quick pass.
1 minute in here in quarter number 4. Dong, top of the key. Pass down low, Miller. Miller goes over top on the layup for 2 points. McPeak in transition are the Bombers with numbers. Pass, Dervasevic, left corner. Payne at the top of the key, dribbling. Sends it to the left corner, Dervasevic. Back to McPeak underneath the basket. She passes it right to her left, down low to Watkins. Now Sabino, Payne, around the perimeter they go. Watkins, right elbow, kick out Dervasevic. 3, no good. Basket. Ball on the ground underneath the net. Rebound goes to Bard after the fight for it. Miller comes away with it. Down the court on the right sideline now in the corner, covered by Sabino. Passes behind the back to Martin. Martin to the top of the key. Dong calling out plays. Guarded by Dervasevic. Pass down low to the right elbow in Miller, who passes it out to Shirley Dong, who nails one from 3. Cuts the deficit, 43-61. Bombers still on top. Sabino, left corner, 3, back iron, no good. So Bard will take it, trying from deep again, Sabino, as Payton and Dixon return to the floor.
And big to have Payton in the game here if you're Bard, and being able to play a very strong half number 2, taking the lead. When you look at the quarter margins, playing very well in the third, but Payton's their chance, but they play a lot better with Payton in the game, being able to command the floor inside the paint, and that opens up the perimeter as Julian Payne comes out of the game and Tori Drevna back in for Ithaca.
Payton sending it in for the Raptors, moving right to left here with 7:45 left to go here in quarter number 4 from Stevenson Gymnasium. Dong, top of the key, goes to the right side, and Payton down low, Miller. Miller nothing looking, so it passes back to Dong. Kick out 3, it's short and no good. Out of bounds, so it'll go to the Bombers.
And good defense there from the Bombers. A quick closeout and closing out those inlet passes. And now time to convert on the offensive side.
Dervasevic down the near sideline. Stutter steps in the right wing. Goes to the corner. It's Drevna who just checked in. Drevna with a cross-court pass. Sabino in the left wing. To Dervasevic in the corner. Being stuffed up, looking for somewhere to go. She goes back to Drevna, top of the key. Drives down the lane. Stutter steps at the elbow. Pulls up. No good. It's short. There's Sabino to pick up the rebound. In the right corner now, driving down the baseline. Back to the top of the key. To Dervasevic. Kick out 3. Back iron. No good. So resets, but instead it's going to be Dong who snags the rebound out of the hands of Sabino. The pass down low to Payton. Quick in transition on the fast break. And the points for Bard. Maggie Payton hammers it home. 14 points on the day, but the Bombers coming right back. Watkins down the lane, gets the feed from Sabino, and the slam. Goes up, uses the fingertips to dunk it in the basket. 63-45. Bombers on top. 4.5 minutes into quarter number 4 as Dong drives down the lane, pulls up, and she's fouled. Cannot connect on the jumper from 9 feet out, and she'll head to the line.
And Dong with 9 points per game this season, 10 so far. Her first chance to the free throw line, but a nice drive to her dominant side, the left-hander. And that quick pump fake draws the foul.
Dong's first from the stripe. Off the back iron, and no good for the Bombers. As Majka ready to check in front of the scorers table for the Bombers. Second from this stripe for Dong is good. Majka will take out Watkins, returning to the court after the freshman had 6 points in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter. Bombers with it, left to right. It's Dervasevic, the press from Dong. Able to get it across midcourt on the right corner. Around the perimeter they go. Sabino now left corner, Drevna. Drevna back to the top of the key. Dervasevic wide open for 3. Can't connect. In and out. Underneath the basket. The rebound. Who's going to get it? It's Drevna who keeps it alive. Pass to McPeak. Kick out Majka. Around the perimeter they go. Drevna wide open. Can't connect off the front iron. But the Bombers pick up the offensive rebound again. They reset. Drevna right corner. She goes to Dervasevic. Top of the key. Back to Drevna. Another shot. Can she connect? No, she cannot. Won't go. Underneath the basket, McPeak. McPeak to the right corner, Sabino. Errant pass from Sabino. McPeak was the intended target underneath the basket. The takeaway from Peril. The pass to Miller. In and out. Second chance points. No. Rebound. Dong. Takeaway Drevna. What a sequence of events there. Bombers take it. Transition. McPeak gets the feed and the finger roll. Able to cash in there, and the timeout is going to be called by Cassie Denellen on the Bard side to slow what has been a very quick last 2 or so minutes. A lot of turnovers, a lot of offensive rebounds. Finally, someone able to score, and it was the Bombers and Avery McPeak.
And a good timeout there with 5:22 remaining. And the big thing she wants to preach to her team is, hey, we're good right now. We're playing a very strong second half, but we can't let the pace that Ithaca wants to play dictate the pace that we're going to play. You can't let the Bombers run in transition and try to run straight back when you get a turnover. Bard plays a lot better when they're able to set up around the perimeter and find their open shot. So that's what they want to preach right now in their timeout. Come out of the huddle once again and get back to what they've done in the second half.
65-46, a 19-point lead for the Bombers with 5:22 left to go in this one here in the fourth quarter from Bard College and Stevenson Gymnasium. But Dan Raymond, head coach for the Bombers, saying that even despite what the score looked like was going to be in this game, and even what it is, he is putting a lot of pressure on his team in terms of their performance. Not happy on a couple of things on the offensive front that he's brought into the huddle and has called out on a few occasions. Wasn't a big fan of a lot of fouls occurring, especially late in quarter number 2. And he doesn't care who the opponent is. Holding his team to the highest of standards, because they're going to have a lot more tough opponents than Bard, including Vassar, who they fell to in their opener yesterday in the upset. As Dixon top the key, drive, sends it to the right corner to Redmond. Redmond, ball swatted away. Desir, who's checked into the game, she takes it, hands it off behind the back. Drevna in transition with numbers. The pass down low. Majka, fadeaway jumper, and she's in. Majka continues to add to her day. 8 points already. And a 21-point lead for the Bombers. Dong, left corner, top of the key. Peyton hands it behind the back. Dixon. And looks like a foul is going to be called here off ball on the Bombers. So it'll be inbounded underneath the basket. It was Desir who fouled. It looked like Dong. Couple substitutions for the Raptors here, as Tobes and Martin back onto the floor, but it's going to be Dong to inbound it underneath the basket. She goes top of the key to Peyton. Peyton tries for the fadeaway jumper. It's no good off the backboard. Desir gets the rebound. Quick in transition. Majka gets the feed off the rim on the fast break opportunity. Bard gets it underneath the basket on the rebound, moving right to left. Dixon stutter steps from the left corner. Calling out plays back to the top of the key. Being guarded by the freshman Dervisevic. Sends it to the right corner. Now it's Martin. Martin, she's been solid from 3. Pump fakes, goes down low to Peyton, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by the hands of Shayna Desir. Ready to be inbounded underneath the basket now by the Raptors. Pass down low. Peyton, kick out 3 for Shirley Dong, and she nails it. 14 points on the day for Shirley Dong. Dixon, Dong, and Peyton all over the 10-point mark. Dervisevic with it at the top of the key for the Bombers. Sends it to the right corner, McNamara. She's also freshly checked in. Desir, top of the key. Sends it to the left wing. Now Drevna. Drevna drives down the lane. Dervisevic, kick out, 3 long. Underneath the basket, the fight for it. And it's Desir who comes away with it. The pass on the bounce pass behind the back to McNamara, and she hammers the fadeaway from a few feet out for 2 more points, 69-49. 20-point lead for the Bombers with 3:35 left to go. Payne with it at the top of the key. Dong right wing, extended, drives down the lane, stutters, steps, loses the basketball for a second, picks it up, and around the perimeter goes the Raptors, top of the key. Martin, fadeaway jumper, no good. Fast break opportunity here. Dervisevic with it underneath the basket. Can't corral the pass initially, so it's Majka who picks it up, and the fadeaway is going to be no good. Getting the rebound underneath the bucket is Dong. Dong and the Raptors in transition right to left. Dong slowing this play down, taking her steps towards the Raptors logo at midcourt, guarded by McNamara. She goes right wing. Martin tries to pass it to Peyton at 6 foot up top, but it's batted away. Fast break opportunity. Drevna, no good. And right back into the hands of the Raptors. Saw this a couple minutes ago. Exchanging fast breaks, exchanging turnovers. Nobody can cash in. Kick out, 3. Dixon nails it. Aislinn Dixon. Again, she's got herself 14 points as well. Less than 2:30 on the clock. Drevna at the top of the key, pass it to the right wing, extended. That's Dervisevic. Dervisevic stutter steps towards the top of the key. She drives down the lane, stutter steps, takes a couple of steps, and then hammers one from 13 feet out from the left elbow, cashes in. 71-52, 2:10 left.
And the Bombers needed that one around a screen. Finally a shot going through as Bard's going to call a quick timeout, but the Bomber bench, they were not happy on a few foul calls. And, hey, the three-point shots for Bard, what they've done from behind the arc so far in this game, 9 for 15. Many different scores being able to connect. Dixon 4 for 5 from 3, and what a half it's been for Bard. And at the end of the day, yeah, the Bombers may roll out of here with a win, but this has been a second half where a lot of things have, as you mentioned, the word of the broadcast, have been magnified.
Ithaca 1 for their last 10 from beyond the arc. Bard 5 for their last 6. That's where a lot of their success has come from. Notably, Aislinn Dixon. She's 4 for 5 from beyond the perimeter so far in this one, and 14 total points. Martin's going to come back onto the court out of the timeout. Same personnel on the floor for Ithaca with McNamara, Drevna, Desir, Dervisevic, and Majka. And it's Bard who's going to inbound it from the right wing on their own side. The pass off the inbound goes to the top of the key, and Dixon being guarded by Dervisevic takes a step towards the right wing. Pass to the top of the key, and Payton. Payton back to the left corner, able to keep it in bounds is Martin. Martin stutter steps, sends it back to the top of the key, 10 on the shot clock. Pass down low. Payton cannot corral it. Ball goes out of bounds off her fingertips. Payton at 6 foot, she got the high pass, tried to go up for it, reel it in underneath the basket, could not. Goes out of bounds, and the Bombers will take it left to right. Down the near sideline, it's Dervisevic. One-on-one with Tobes. Good shot towards the basket. She passes it to the right corner. Now McNamara, but the Bombers go around the perimeter. Drevna top of the key. Left side in the corner, it's Desir. Goes with the pass down low. Majka drives, kick out, 3. McNamara short. Bard's going to get the rebound. It appears underneath the basket. They're going to need a jump ball call as Drevna would not let that ball go. Fighting with Tobes underneath the bucket. Drevna's going to come out of the game here. Isabella Middleman back in for the Bombers. And for the Raptors, it'll be Peril to take it underneath the basket. Sends it in to Tobes. Tobes dribbling right to left across midcourt over the Bard logo. And a foul called on Desir. A blocking foul on the Ithaca side. 1:15 left to go in this one.
Yeah, just a foul out towards the perimeter. Her body a little bit too in front. And now the third foul against the Bombers. None for Bard in this fourth.
At the top of the key, it's Dixon. Dixon drives down the lane. Kicks it out to Tobes. Tobes, left corner. Bobbles the ball on the ground. Picks it up. Just tries to heave one up in desperation towards the net. It's short. Ball on the ground. Jump ball. It's going to go to Ithaca here. 1:02 left to go. Majka sends it in from underneath Ithaca's own basket. It goes to Dervisevic. The press from Tobes. Stutter steps down the right sideline now. Dervisevic towards the right wing. Calling out plays. Goes to the top of the key. Middleman around the perimeter. Now Desir in the left corner. Looking for somewhere to go. Calling out plays. To the top of the key, McNamara. Underneath the basket in the paint, it's Dervisevic. Takes a step towards the corner. Goes with the pass down low to Desir, but it's swatted away by Maggie. Payton goes out of bounds underneath the basket. That's where Ithaca will send it in.
20 on that shot clock, 39.9 on the game clock, so this could be one of the last possessions or two more coming up with the shot clock still available.
Dervisevic to send it in here. Looking for somewhere to go. Goes to the top of the key. And Majka drives down the lane, looking for some help from the backboard on the layup. She's not going to get it as the shot falls short, but she does get fouled. So 2 from the stripe as Aaron Tobes, the one who committed it. So 2 shots for Elizabeth Majka, looking to add to what's currently tied for a career high of 8 points. Her first from the stripe is in, make it 9 and a career high for the freshman. Majka from Oak Park, Illinois. 72-52. And her second for the stripe in. Now a 21-point game. 35 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds over the shot clock here for Bard. Moving right to left, pass behind the back, kick out three for Martin. It's no good. Dervisevic takes it underneath the basket on the rebound. Across the court now, ball slips out of her hand, so Bard is going to take it. Clear path to the basket for Peril, puts up the layup. It's no good, and Middleman is going to get the rebound for the Bombers. Moving left to right, 10 seconds left on the clock. McNamara on the left wing. Looks like she's just going to dribble this one out with 5 seconds on the clock. And she will indeed. Grace McNamara lets the buzzer sound. And with that, the Bombers with a 73-52 win over the Raptors. Their first win in conference play on the season, moving to 1-1 overall in the Liberty League slate, 5-2 overall on this season. And Cam, we saw some of the freshmen, some of the underclassmen come in, Majka included with 10 points, who came in, made some splashes, made their names known.
A lot of the reserves played well, and a few things you take with a grain of salt with that score, because you look at when the Bombers starters were in the game at the halftime break, the Bombers with a very commanding lead, and then Dan Raymond goes to the bench, and as he mentioned, entering this game, wanted to get a lot of different reserves a chance, see what they got off the bench, a lot of sophomores and freshmen involved, and that's what played a factor in the 73-52 score. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's a win, but what would the win have been with the starters in? So, you know, there's a lot of things that maybe feel a little bit more sour with how close the score feels against a team like Bard, but the bottom line's the bottom line, and the Bombers playing a lot of the reserves, and you see what you've got a lot off the bench, and some very strong performances from Jillian Payne, 5 points and 3 assists in this one. We saw Grace McNamara, 5 points and 5 rebounds, being able to make her name in a freshman debut, her second game this season for the Bombers. So a lot of mix and matches and a lot of things you can walk away with a smile on your face.
Bard held scoreless for the last 3 minutes of this game. And another big win for the Bombers, their first in conference play, to round out the weekend trip in the Hudson Valley after the loss yesterday, getting the win over Bard and ending the weekend 1-1 in Liberty League play. That will do it from Stevenson Gymnasium for the women's game. Eli Fishman signing off for Cam Manna as well. But we're going to be right back at 4 p.m. for the men's game between the Raptors and the Bombers here on Ithaca Athletics. Thank you for tuning into this one, but keep it right here on Bomber Sports. Game number 2 coming up shortly.